Hello everyone, Little Smith here. It's actually Sunday the 1st today. I'm a bit late recording because I was playing Requiem. It's very enjoyable. I think it's like my new favourite Resident Evil game at the minute. So, I'll do a quickie reading today. Redemption Arc. This is relatively new, like last year, like this all started. Of course, Chris Clan wanted to redeem himself, even though he'll still be a lolcow, he'll still be a mother molester, he'll still be a nonce. So yeah, let us read some quotes. I am in my redemption arc. Please be kind to me. I have repented. All of you should be soul-searching. What Chris wrote on a business card before getting kicked out of HarmonyCon and shouting at random people. Everyone, I realise and understand that over the years I have been a real jerk. I have said and done insensitive things to others over the years. What did it get me? A lot of being trolled and a lot of regrets. I solemnly swear from now on I will never ever ever again be a jerk. You will, trust me, you will. And that was Chris promising he won't be a jerk again for like the 20th time. In fiction, a character, usually a villainous one, goes through a redemption arc when they go through a significant change to atone for their past actions. In other words, Chris is a villain. Outside of fiction, a real-life redemption arc involves a deliberate, continuous shift from the destructive, immoral actions towards personal growth. Chris, infamous for being all talk and no bite, will, from time to time, claim that they have learnt that he has learnt. We don't do pronouns here, by the way. Pronouns is banned in this house. From time to time, claim that he has learned his lesson. Make promises that he will never repeat the same actions again, and state how he should not face the consequences of his actions because of it. When that doesn't work, Chris will claim that God themselves has cleansed Chris of all his sins. Also, unfortunately for Chris, virtually no one will accept his so-called redemption arc because he doesn't live in a TV show, and, most of all, he is too narcissistic to ever acknowledge his mistakes, thus preventing him being truly remorseful and willing to change how he acts. Times that Chris had claimed to have redeemed himself. On the 19th of May 2025, Chris uploaded a video on YouTube titled Grounded Deep Response. On the 9th of August 2025, Chris stated on Twitter, now X, that he realised how much of a jerk he has been throughout his internet career, claiming that he deserved to get trolled and harassed because of it. Following that, he made a bold claim. He made a bold claim that he'll never be a jerk again. On the 13th of February 2026, Chris had attempted to attend HarmonyCon in disguise. Seeing how Chris got banned from previous Brony conventions due to a rather horrifying turn of events, molesting his mother, he created a business card, which he likely intended to leave in case anyone saw him. Outside of him telling the people to go to the con telling people at the event to touch grass, when people figured out that he was at the event, when people figured out he was at the event, he was kicked out of the convention. As he was being kicked out, Chris was recorded shouting at people. On the 16th of February 2026, 3 days later, Chris posted a roleplay as God on Blue Sky, wherein Chris claims that he has been forgiven and cleansed, both by God and other deities, urging everyone to dole out kindness and support for his redemption arc in response to the aforementioned ban from HarmonyCon. See also Chris and Hypocrisy, Chris and Introspection, Chris and Remorse. I don't know if he did a couple there. Interception, I don't think we did. We might do that next week. References his social media posts and the and role playing as God. Last updated on the 27th of February. Yeah, yeah. Here's the actual card. But by the way, if anyone wants to see it, dear. It is nuts. It really is nuts. To be fair, that he's doing all this. That he's doing all this crap. Let me have a look at that interception. But by the way, I want to see what it's like. You know what? We are going to do this one. Okay. So Chris and interception. I think I said that right. Got a quote starting off here. I have been slowly but surely, mentally and emotionally and spiritually flips over the solitude medallion, been maturing, dramatic sigh. You never mature. Introspection section involves the examination of one's own inner workings and past actions, typically to make more well-informed decisions in the future. Possibly as a result of his autism, which affects how he perceives how his actions affect others, combined with his inflated ego. Chris has been noted lacking the ability to do any sort of true reflection upon himself or to take accountability for his actions. Chris then winds up making the same mistakes and blunders over and over and over again. And Chris story is doomed to repeat itself. It's basically Groundhog Day with him. Chris believes that he is blameless, holy creature that is practically perfect in every way. However, he sees plenty of flaws in the world around him which causes him distress, never once thinking that his behaviour might be the problem. He blames all of his problems on external factors like trolls, homos, gay people. Why are they wording it as homos on here? It's probably because Chris Can calls them that. Conspiracies and entire male population. Yes, because he was anti-man back in them days. In the past, he's faulted the police, store managers, Mary Walsh, animal security guards for complications during his love quest. When Chris can't fault other people for his problems, he relies on his autism stress as a fallback excuses. Self-aware and self-acknowledgement. It's main article, redemption arc, which we did obviously. Part of one's understanding of themselves is the awareness of their characters, thoughts and actions, and how they affect other people. Chris is noted for his utterly warped image of himself, also being highly sensitive to how other people see him, to the point where he sometimes focuses on the positives about himself, narcissistic ways, and expects everyone around him to do the same. Also, because he is accustomed to seeing himself as a helpless, innocent victim of others' cruelty for reasons that amount to imaginary desires on others' part, aggrieve him, or simply for the sake of it. He at best virtually, or at worst flat out doesn't acknowledge something that he did cause the conflict in the first place. For example, when Chris refused to accept being banned from the gameplays, he barely admitted doing something negative, i.e. shouting from stress and writing an insulting message to the store's manager. That got himself shown the door. While other accounts revealed that Chris was openly hostile, bigoted and generously obnoxious to fellow patrons and card game players. Self-hatred, see Chris in Remorse. I'm pretty sure we did that one. Chris has a tendency to express regret towards past happenings in his life, to the point of seeing his past classic self in a very negative light. However, when, if much less, he tries expressing remorse, it comes across as a hollow and insincere, especially given Chris obviously wants to appease whoever he is upset and such, or gain something desired in return over trying to better himself and avoid repeating the same mistakes. Furthermore, Chris tends to focus on or connive reasons why something went wrong that differed to what happened, and what he should actually be apologising for, such as when Chris believed Megan Schroeder misunderstood his sexual act. He depicted. There we go. Rather than being disgusted that she was featured on a pornographic artwork without her consent, or that he owed Mary Lee Walk an apology for depicting her as a villain in his comics without acknowledging being that he both flouted campus rules and foolishly put her on the receiving end of aggression, in that order. A victim complex. Chris is known for portraying himself as some sort of perpetual victim, always being wronged by someone. Due to her tremendous influence on the CWC sphere, the Kiwi Farms user Spooky Bones was able to spread many rumours about Isabella Loretta Yankee, the person who intended to leak the incest call anonymously. As a result of the leaking of the call, putting Chris in jail. Spooky claims that Bella, along with the overwhelmingly negative reception she's received due to her online activities, had made it easier for him. Easier for him to turn Bella into a scapegoat and avoid taking responsibility for his crime. Self-projection, see hypocrisy. Pretty sure we did that. Stance on being transgender. Chris considers being trans as one of the most introspective moments of his life. And that was basically it. See also autism, Chris and his ego, Chris and mental health care, Chris and remorse, enablers, people who allow Chris to avoid introspection, and meditation. References, grounded deep response and introspection. And this was last edited on the 15th of February of this year. So yeah, that has been it for today's video. Get it done in like under 15 minutes. Not bad. Again, that'll be it for like Chris Can stuff for a while, unless he makes an idiot of himself like in the next couple of weeks. Next week, to be fair, I should have done it today. Really, I didn't think. But yeah, next week is going to be a Daniel Larson update. We do have an update of what happened around the 10th of February. I want to update you sometime next week, so you might get a double upload on lolcow videos next week. So yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys next time.